Hello YouTubers, it's MagicTheGatheringUK here again, and today I'm just going to talk over what happened in my pre-release and just show you guys what I got in my pre-release kit, and yeah, just show you what I went with in the end and what got me my 3-1 victory kind of, and how I won my 4 packs. So I'm just going to go through the colours and basically what I didn't use first of all. And then we'll go into what I did use. So this is what I got as my promo. I got the Second Harvest rare promo. Not the best promo in the world, but, you know, it seems like a decent card. It's not worth anything at the moment, but I can see some potential for this. So Second Harvest was my promo. As you can see, it's still in the packaging, so I didn't use that. Green was a colour I didn't go with in the end. So we're just going to go through some of the cards here that I got. Foul Orchid land, didn't go with that because I wasn't running green. True Faith Sensor, Magnifying Glass, Artifact, and Wicker Witch, as well as Shard of Broken Glass. They just not very good cards. I don't feel they had a place in my deck, so I didn't use them. So on to the cards I didn't use. I didn't use blue, but I did get this, A Thing in the Ice, rare blue card. I didn't run with that. The reason simply being that I just didn't feel I had enough blue cards that I could run, you know, a decent deck with. So I'm just going to quickly just run through the blue cards I got here. Another rare Epiphany at the Drown Yard, Druna Corpse Trawler, Reckless Scholar, Daring Sleuth, Ongoing Investigation, Press for Answers, Just the Wind, Catalogue, Sleep Paralysis, Ghostly Wings, Silent Observer, Sleep Paralysis, it's a good card in Limited, Ghostly Wings, Just the Wind, and Nagging Thoughts. Now as you can see though, I basically had very few blue creatures, if any. There's about two or three blue creatures there, so it just wasn't viable to run blue. I mean, I possibly could have splashed for the Thing in the Ice, but I didn't need it. It was too slow for the deck I ended up running anyway, I feel. So that was the blue pool I got, and then on to white. I got an Eerie Interlude, rare, Found by Moonsilver, uncommon, Tenacity, Not Forgotten, Town Gossipmonger, Unruly Mob, Angelic Purge, Emissary of the Sleepless, Moorland Drifter, Apothecary Geist, Stern Constable, Devilhorn Fox, Strength of Arms, Thraben Inspector, and Ethereal Guidance. Now, I had a decent amount of creatures in the white pool there, but not much removal at all, which is pretty much essential as I discovered for this format, so, and this sort of pre-release. So unfortunately, white just wasn't cutting it for me. There wasn't any, most of the creatures were kind of vanilla and not that interesting as well, so it just didn't seem like a good choice. Onto the green then. We got a Crawling Sensation, Root Out, Kessig Dire Swine, Groundskeeper, Gloom Widow, foil, Barbridge Patrol, Hinterland Logger, a Quilled Wolf, Vessel of Nascency, or Nascency, Byway Courier, Equestrian Skill, Thornhide Wolves, Might Beyond Reason, Quilled Wolf, Clip Wings foil, and a Loam Dryad. As you can see again, pretty light on the exciting creatures. I mean, there was a few creatures in there, but none of them were particularly interesting. And the spells and stuff also weren't very sort of helpful, I suppose. And of course the Second Harvest as well, which I didn't use. It doesn't really have any token generation cards in there either. of any great use. So yeah, green, white, and blue I kind of chucked out. I just didn't feel like they had the cards I needed. No sort of synergy or interesting creatures, and no removal really. There was one or two, but yeah, not enough really, I felt. So what did I run with in the end then? Obviously, it was black and red. So let's go through the cards I actually included in my deck. So, obviously the land base, we had 1, 2, let's go through this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 swamps, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mountains. I had more costly red cards than I did black, so I felt like I needed an extra mountain in there really. So let's go through the blacks. First of all, the creatures, Ghoul-Caller's Accomplice, 2 for a 2/2, and a pretty decent sort of ability once it's dead. So that was pretty good. Heir of Falconwrath, 2 for a 2/1, discard a card, and it flips into a 3/2 flying. So it's a pretty decent card as well. We also had a Rancid Rats, Death Touch, 1/1 Skulk, pretty damn useful. Crow of Dark Tidings, a good flying creature. Tooth Collector, very useful early game. Rotten Ghoul, not a particularly good card, but it helps me curve out a little bit better. Twins of Mora Estate, again with the madness there, quite useful. And we had a Markov Dread Knight. I don't think I actually played this the entire tournament, so I don't think this had any impact at all, but a pretty decent card. And into the spells, then we had a Shamble back, get some tokens. Macabre Vaults, get some creatures back, and a Throttle, some nice removal there. Basically, I was just playing a lot of creatures, mostly low-costed creatures with a couple of really sort of bigger creatures as well, just to sort of, a fast-paced deck was what I was going for. In all honesty, when I made this deck, I just shoved all the black and red cards together and called it a day, but I'm going to make it sound like I know what I was talking about. So, in the red then, let's go through what we got in the red. We got a Ember Eye Wolf. Good card if you can get that on turn 2, because most of the time in this format, nobody really plays much until turn 2 or 3. So if you're going first, there's a good chance you can get a quick bit of damage in. And even if they don't have anything on turn 3, pay the cost, and, that's 3 more damage. That's 4 damage right off the bat. Kessig Forge Master. Scourge Wolf. That did a lot of work for me. Very good card. Convicted Killer. Pyrehound. Gold Knight Castigator. Now this thing equally won me as many games as it lost me. Actually lost the second match of the day because in game 1 I actually got the guy down to 1 health, but because whenever he dealt me damage he was doing me twice as much as he normally would, I just couldn't keep up with it. He was removing all my chump blockers as well, so I had no way of sort of getting rid of any damage coming my way. So this thing kind of killed me. But I probably wouldn't have won the game even if I hadn't played it. So it's sort of a risky card, but a lot of time it worked out. And when we get to another card that I played later on as well, comboed with that, it was pretty devastating. We'll come to that later. And onto the spells then. Lightning Axe, decent removal card. Well, extremely good removal card actually. Inner Struggle, again, more removal. Fiery Temper, again, even more removal or just straight burn damage. And Reduced to Ashes, even more removal, or yeah, basically more removal. So as you can see, I had a lot of removal between the red and black, which is pretty much what won me most of the games, to be honest, being able to remove the opposing creatures, laying as many as my creatures as I can possibly get out as quickly as possible, and just keep attacking. And yeah, they didn't stand a chance most of the time. One of the games I lost, it was actually due to mana screw. But I had all the cards in my hand that I needed to keep the board state in my favour, but I just couldn't play anything, so I just didn't get any mana. So that was unfortunate. Yeah, so one game I lost. So the only match I lost, the first game I lost because of that mythic rare creature that he was just dealing too much damage to me, and I couldn't couldn't keep enough creatures out to chump block enough. And the other game I lost because of mana screw. So that was a bit unfortunate. I think I could have gone 4-0 had I not have had that issue, but hey ho. And this is the other card I played, Slayer's Plate. Now, this comboed with Gold Knight Castigator, and even the rats was extremely potent. You know, bumping this up to an 8-9 with flying and haste. You know, that won me a couple of games at least. Just, you know, playing this out, hasting it, attaching this to it, bam, 8 damage. That was pretty devastating. So yeah, that's basically what I was playing. I'm not very good at these deck tech type videos. I've never done one before, so hopefully it gives you a good idea of what I played. And the build-up of my deck. I think it curved nicely. It had an awful lot of removal, which I think is hugely important in this set, it seems. If you can just keep removing your opponent's creatures, you're in a good place, really, to sort of just keep laying out your creatures and attacking. So I think I got quite lucky there, really. The removal is what kept me in the game, I suppose. To give you an idea of what I did cut from the deck, I cut this card, Indulgent Aristocat, a 1-drop 1/1. I honestly don't think 1-drop 1/1s are really that useful in this format. It's just not worth it. The format's too slow for it to be any use at all, so did not use that. Liliana's Indignation, a good mill card, but I wasn't really worried about Delirium and Madness and things like that, so it just wasn't needed at all. Biting Rain, a reasonable removal card, but it would probably do me more bad than good, simply because a lot of my creatures were 2 toughness. So yeah, I didn't want to play that because it would just be more suicide than useful in my kind of deck. Arms of the Vein, target player loses 3 life and you gain 3 life. Completely useless, really, in my deck. It's not going to win me the game. It's not going to help me win. It's just completely useless in my deck. Merciless Resolve, draw 2 cards. Could have been useful. I probably could have played that instead of getting the 2 creatures back from my graveyard card, perhaps. Card draw is always really useful. But I didn't roll with that in the end. And on the red side of things, we had an Insolent Neonate. Again, a 1-drop 1/1. Really not going to do much for me in this deck. And we had Hulking Devil, a vanilla 5/2 for 3. Not very good, I don't feel. If it had more toughness, perhaps. If it was a 2/5, would be a good chump blocker. But as a 5/2, I had much better creatures in my deck, so I could easily cut that out. Especially on that mana curve as well. Malevolent Whispers, or Malevolent Whispers, I apologise. Gain control of tap creature until end of turn. Could have been useful as a good combat trick, I guess, but yeah, not something I felt I needed in this deck. Uncaged Fury, +1/+1, double strike, yeah, not really going to help me much either. Good combat trick, but yeah, it's not going to win me games. Rush of Adrenaline, target creatures +2/+1 against trample until end of turn. Again, similar to Uncaged Fury, just didn't need it in my deck, really. I wanted to have more creatures and more removal than I did combat tricks, basically. So yeah, that was what I got on my pool. That was what I went with. Hopefully that made some sense. Let me know in the comments below what you would have done with my pool. Would you have splashed blue for that iced cage thing in the ice? Would you have splashed for that? I didn't have any mana fixing, so potentially wasn't worth it. That was my thought process anyway. So yeah, that wraps up my sort of pre-release deck tech, I guess. I don't really know what I'm doing. So any comments below, let me know how I should do these in the future. Give me some tips, give me some pointers. And yeah, as I say, let me know what you would have run with, what changes you would have made to this, and let me know what you think of it. Is it a good way to play the sort of Shadows over Innistrad meta? So yeah, thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. And I will see you again soon for more Magic the Gathering goodness. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Bye-bye.